Hi, Jane Harling here, Win-Win Property Buyers. We take larger buildings and we convert them into smaller units. So that could be commercial buildings into smaller residential apartments, or it could be bigger residential properties into smaller residential, or maybe larger commercial into smaller commercial units. We don't just do commercial to resi. Now last week I spoke to you on the video a little bit about how we kind of make use of wasted space in buildings, particularly when the commercial agents describe the office space there. There's lots of other space that you can bring into your units to add value. But today I just want to touch a little bit more on another subject that we hear all the time, which is everybody says square meterage, square footage, how many units can we fit into a block? It's all we ever hear, isn't it? But we don't believe that's the whole story. You see, the thing is, particularly as we specialise somewhat in listed buildings, just imagine for a moment, long thin building, might be 250 square metres. So you may be thinking on paper, hey, 4 flats, 5 flats, not a problem at all. But just consider the centre of that long space and that long terrace building where there's no light coming into it. Because a little while ago, building regs were relaxed, that's very true, and that you now no longer need specifically light, as in a window in a main living area, a bedroom or a living room, for instance. They still do require adequate ventilation though. But the problem is we're talking about desirability here, aren't we? You've got to sell your units at the end of the day. You've got to rent your units. Do people really want living rooms, bedrooms where there's no natural daylight coming in and maybe the only light that's coming into a living room is from a light tube? We don't really think so. So we think either where the windows are positioned or where there's the ability to position windows is of equal importance to square meterage and square footage when you're looking at how many units you can fit into a building. So just bear that in mind the next time you go and view a building that's in a terrace and it's a long, thin building, because just maybe the square meterage isn't going to be as important as perhaps you thought. So these are just one of the things that we cover on our courses, our education, our mentoring and so on. And we've even got a webinar next week on May the 9th. So we'll be looking a lot more into actually how we work out what's feasible in building. Is it practical? Is it worth converting at all? So there's more details about that up above, so on the email. So hope you can join us. May the 9th, it will be for an hour from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, packed full of content as usual. Good night.